Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the first episode in a potential series that I might start doing here. And basically it's going to be the ranked review. So I'm going to take a clip from one of my ranked games that I've played. In this case it's going to be the full game. And I'm just going to review it round by round, play by play. Talk through things, pick up on what I should do better and what maybe my team should do better. And pick up on what we did well as well, because there's no sense just being negative. However, I would like to start by saying this is going to be a pretty negative first episode. Long story short, I decided to play a ranked game with a few of my friends after doing a Halloween pub quiz. So I'd had a few drinks. We played Sweet Hunt and then unranked, and then we decided to just hop into ranked once our fourth joined. Right now, talking through the ban phase, this is potentially where we first mess up. We're not talking about who we want to ban. As you can see, we just end up wasting our ban on Blitz, which, you know, kind of makes sense. He's annoying to play against, but my friend Anthony did pull us up on this in the game. He says, you know, Blitz isn't really that much of an issue at the ranks where we play, so why would we ban him? The truth is, we just weren't talking through our ban process. We were just wasting time and chatting to each other, really. We do go ahead and ban Malusi, which is a strong ban. You know, she's an absolute nightmare in the current meta. And potentially on this map with tight corridors and rooms that need locking down, banning her does make sense. And then going into it, the enemies go ahead and ban Clash, I believe. Yes, they've banned Clash. As you can see, I'm just going through and I'm taking a look at them all, checking out their levels, because we're against a 3 stack. But with us being a 4 stack and then our 6 shot being our random in this case, I thought we'd have the odds in our favour. So, going into things, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Maybe that's just the booze talking, because like I said, I decided to have a few drinks before queuing into this match. But let's go ahead and see how things go. So I've decided to fast forward through most of the drone phase and a little bit of the action phase here, just where we would, you know, getting set up, ready to execute on site. And the first thing that I want to point out here is this. The 4th member of our 4 stack disconnects. At first, you know, we're thinking, oh no, this isn't a good thing, obviously. We're going to be stuck in a 4v5 for a round or two. But he'll join back, you know, it's not that big of an issue. He does actually end up joining back. And from what I remember, we go on to lose this round. Through no fault of ours. I mean, yeah, sure, the player who disconnected didn't get a kill before he went. But saying that, when a player disconnects, you know, it leaves everyone's morale pretty low. We're not feeling particularly great about things. But going into this here, once we do actually get into sight, me and the random who we've queued with, he saves me here because I'm whiffing all my shots on that bandit. I had no chance there. I was quite clearly drunk. But that being said, I'm firing grenades over the top of here, hoping to get one. Luckily enough, one goes off. I've injured someone. Later on in the round, I find out that that's Legion that I've injured. And I thought that they would have picked him up in this time, which greatly influenced how I played this. He kills Cade and brings it down to a 2v2, but I think that Cade would have revived Legion at this point, hence why I'm peeking left, because that's where I injured Legion. I hear the mute on my right, miss my shots. I'm aiming too high, he's crouched, he just destroys me with the shotgun. Our player's doing well here to bring it down to a 1v1. But it doesn't go our way. We lose the first round. The next round's going to be a 4v5, but we're still feeling good. You know, we've played well. We brought it down to a 1v1 despite having the player disadvantage. And let's go ahead and fast forward and have a look at what I've picked out to look at in round 2. Okay, so going on into the second round here, as you can see, I've picked Iana. The reason I'm picking Iana is she's a bit of a comfort pick. I can drone myself. However, as you see there, I got shot at from someone playing Cocktail Balcony. I believe it's called Heaven. And right there you can see one of my teammates, David, getting injured because he dropped down the hatch thinking it was all clear. I didn't call out that player in Heaven. I didn't call it. I just stayed silent through the whole thing. Which means my comfort pick of Iana was absolutely pointless. I'm clearly not playing my best game here. I should have called out that Legion, and right there, when David picks himself up as Zafira and runs away, Legion comes to confirm. I do call that out. I go in, I get the kill. David's safe, however, he's now on 5 HP. That could have all been avoided if I'd have just spoke up when I saw Legion play in that spot. I'm lucky enough here to get the Jaeger without taking any damage. So at this point, I decide to start holding red stairs. I'm just stood here. I'm not holding it particularly well. I'm not aimed down sights. I'm not holding an angle. I'm just stood there. It's not great, but it worked. I destroy the barbed wire so that one of our teammates can go in and plant. And I believe the random R6 shot's already in sight now, and he is planning on planting. I think he does at some point. There he is. He started planting now. Still sloppily holding red, and David dies in Christmas to Caveira. He calls it out, I go, get the kill. Bandit gives me a bit of a scare, and I peek him when there's no need to peek him. It's going to be a little bit of a running theme. I didn't need to peek him. When I saw him, and I was mid-reload, I should have gone round the corner, finished reloading, and then held an angle. Luckily, in the post-plant we managed to win. Another member of my stack, Anthony, manages to get the final kill on the bandit. We've won one round, and here you can see our 5th player joins back. At this point, you know, we're feeling pretty good about things. Our 5th is back. We're ready to go ahead and take the fight to them again. We've already won one of our rounds. From here, we're thinking this is going to be a pretty easy match. We're gonna finish up with the win here. Again, you can see me hesitating between picking Iana or Nomad, because they did have a fair few roamers, and I'm thinking maybe I can cut them off as Nomad. I go ahead and decide to change off of my comfort pick of Iana, because as you saw, I wasn't using her properly. I didn't drone effectively for my teammates, and it ended up getting one of them almost killed. So I changed things up here and picked Nomad. And let's go ahead and fast forward to the next talking point that I've selected. So, here's how I go ahead and utilise Nomad and all of her utility. I decide to peek Red Stairs hatch without any intel. No one droned it. I didn't know if anyone was there. I peeked it, completely missed the Jaeger, and get shot before placing any of my air jabs. Totally pointless. I was just a body this round. I was cannon fodder. That was it. Looking how things go out as well, it doesn't go particularly well this round. You can see I'm just scoreboard watching. David drops down, gets taken out by Oryx and Jaeger. The Oryx was on his way to take that kill actually, but the Jaeger finishes David off. And then it's all on Anthony to clutch up the 1v5. Anthony gets caught by the nitro, and round 3 doesn't go our way, unfortunately. Would things have been different had I stayed alive as Nomad? Who knows? I would have been able to put some of that utility down. The air jabs, I had some breaching charges that could have opened up angles with. Maybe that round would have gone differently if I'd just not peeked. Like I say, me peeking is going to be a running theme this episode. But there it is. It happens again, you know? Our 5th player joins back into the game, and he disconnects again. And at this point, it's starting to look a bit suspicious. You know, Liam mentions it in the clip. I don't know if you might be able to hear it, but he says it only starts happening when he gets back into the game.
The second I got back on Rainbow, I started lagging again.
At this point, you know, personally I think it looks a little bit suspicious. Our only platinum player keeps getting seemingly booted out of the match every time he tries to rejoin. So I'm thinking it's potential DDoSing looking back on it. Who knows though, you know, there's no real way of knowing. But on this round I'm thinking I'm going to pick Cade. I'm going to anchor sight, try and hold it down, keep them out as long as I can. Looking for a drone that's just spotted me but I can't seem to find it. And this right here, that's an awful electro claw placement. Never put your electro claws there. They'll just shoot it through the top of the freezer wall. I don't know why I thought that'd be a good idea. I think I was trying to get the hatch as well as the walls, just to try and keep them out. But in practice, that's an awful idea and it never works, so never do it. But here we are, I'm finishing up, setting up sight, just reinforcing, along with the help of some of my friends. Throw my final electro claw on the bakery wall to try and keep them out. But Ace has already started trying to take out the prep room wall. He does his job here, and I believe he does actually get it open, despite someone destroying his first Selma breacher there. But here it is, I think it starts opening up any second now. And my thoughts at this point are to just aggressively peek it. So you can see I'm just trying to keep peeking it, thinking that Ace won't expect it. Now I do get lucky, and I managed to kill him and take a bit of damage in the process, but he's already done his job, you know, he's shot me a bit and he's got the wall open. That's all you can expect from him. They've already got my electro claw look. I think it turns out because they were playing a Twitch, but either way that placement was terrible. And right here, David goes down.
Don't peek.
And right there, Anthony says, don't peek. But me, after 5 or 6 drinks, feeling myself, decides to peek it. I get lucky and manage to bring it down to a 1v1.
It currently has more pressing
Sledge is
things.
above, yes, Sledge is above, that's it.
David and Anthony are giving me some pretty good calls. They've let me know that the enemy is above and that it's Sledge, which I can also see because he's been ID'd, but they're letting me know that he's playing vertical. So I sit here and wait it out. Anthony calls out that he's on the stairs. Now there's a bit of confusion. I don't know if he means white stairs or pillar stairs. He means white. At which point I rotate back into freezer and I decide to hold it out in here for a bit. I'm watching that doorway, thinking that's where he's going to come from. And then Anthony lets me know that I'm being droned out.
He's using his drone now. Shoot, you know the drone hole where we normally cade?
At first I didn't know which drone hole he meant, but then I realised he meant the freezer drone hole. And as you can see, I see the drone there. I hop in freezer, thinking, you know, he's droned it, he thinks it's clear. And then luckily, here, where I decide to hold the angle, I have the game sense about me to check for the drone, letting me get a pretty scrappy final kill, because I managed to kill the drone, which he'd left there, hoping to keep an eye on me, and then I jump out and catch him by surprise. So I pull off the clutch, bringing it back to 2-2, which, to say that these guys, you know, have been playing with a full team, and it's just the 4 of us against them, I think we've done quite well to bring it to 2-2. Liam joins back and I'm thinking this is it, you know, we can win one round, Liam's going to be back in for the final round and we'll have this. But it doesn't turn out that way. So I'm going to fast forward here to my next talking point and we'll see what I have to say. So right here we've decided to defend top floor. I've gone for Wamai, who's pretty much my main this season. I'm enjoying him with the 1.5 times on his MP5K. And he's quite meta. But as you see here, I get caught off guard by Nook rushing up white stairs. Luckily she doesn't finish me off and I call it out to my friend David. So while the Capcan comes and picks me up, David goes ahead and peeks white stairs and catches Nook off guard and manages to get the kill. At this point I'm a bit worried because Ace is opening up into Christmas and I'm only on 20 HP. But I get fairly lucky there and manage to kill the Callie, who doesn't seem to shoot back at me. Maybe she had a sniper out. And and we're getting into a scrappy gunfight with Ace. You've got to love those bulletproof pillars, because if it wasn't for those just then, I would have had that kill, I think. But oh well, my aim should have been better, that's all on me. And Liam has just been disconnected again. Now, again, we can't prove if it's DDoSing or not, but it is slightly worrying to think that our Platinum player keeps getting booted every time he tries joining back into the game.
Yep, Ace coming up white.
And it's no excuse, we shouldn't use that as a crutch to say that that's why we lost this match, because to be fair, this match was there for the taking. We could have won it quite easily, but I feel like, when a player keeps getting disconnected and you're stuck in a 4v5 all game long, morale's pretty low. People start making rash decisions and silly plays, and we just get caught off guard and get caught with our pants down one too many times. Zafir manages to take down David there, leaving me and Capcan in the 2v1. And going on to it in a little bit here, I'm just running around like a headless chicken when I don't need to be. I should be picking an angle to hold, and I should just be sitting there and waiting for Zafir to come to us. But I get caught sprinting.
Oh, she's a fucking red.
I stop sprinting, but it doesn't matter. She's crouched, holding the angle. I'm going to lose that gunfight 9 out of 10 times. That's just a big mistake from me. Lucky for us though, she hits a Capcan trap, gets a bit disorientated, and Capcan manages to finish it up. At this point, we're going into match point. This match, like I say, was here. It was ours for the taking, and we just choke, quite frankly. Not really much else I can say about it. Heading into the next round, we decide to defend Fireplace and Reading Room. Normally on this site I would pick Smoke or someone with a shotgun and a shield, so that I can open up footholes in the objective walls between sites, so that people can lay down and shoot anyone going into Fireplace or shoot anyone going into Reading Room from the opposite objective. I decide to go ahead and pick Wamai though, just out of comfort. I feel more comfortable with the MP5K, and he does still have the shield, which is necessary for my top floor hold, which I'm going to show you in a moment. As I said, I'd normally play Smoke when we're defending Reading Room and Fireplace, and I'd sit up here with the shotgun and the SMG-11. Amaru catches me totally off guard right there, but I do get lucky and manage to finish her off. At which point I decide it's time to reinforce that wall that she caught me trying to do before. And I'd normally sit up here after opening up footholes in the objective, and I'd just control this position as long as I can and then fall back through the hatch. However, I'm being live spotted by a drone. That drone there. In the game, I couldn't see it for the life of me. I had tunnel vision, and I was just checking on the floor and all the usual places. I didn't think it'd be at head height. And eventually, the drone live pinging me does push me out of Cocktail Lounge. So I decide to rotate down White Stairs instead of dropping down the hatch, because I feel like it'll give me more options to get back up into the Cocktail Lounge a little bit quicker, which is what I do end up doing, I believe. However, it doesn't quite pay off. So as you can see, I'm just trying to get a feel for it. I find that drone, but I don't expect Ace to be so close to it and crouched.
Good siege timing. Ace is in Cocktail. Nice, Anthony, nice. You are clear for him.
Anthony luckily comes in and cleans him up, goes for the interrogation. But these guys are playing so serious now because they've realised that we are really going to make them work for this elo. Anthony keeps playing here. He's doing pretty well. But this situation here is where I feel like the feet holes that I'd normally open up with Smoke Shotgun would have really helped out Anthony. He could have just laid down in Reading Room and shot Zafir in the feet through the feet holes, and she wouldn't have been able to contest that unless she crouched or laid down, even just making it easier for Anthony to shoot upper body. But I didn't play Smoke. I decided to safety pick Wamai, which ended up being a pretty useless pick, apart from killing that Amaru that yeeted herself into heaven. It didn't turn out to be a great pick. I couldn't use the shield that I'd placed. I don't think I managed to place any of my discs down, my magnets, so
One's coming to you.
all in all just an empty round from me again, apart from an opening pick.
Sorry, man.
Nice.
They go ahead and take Anthony out, and we go into 3-3 overtime. Lovely. Just what I wanted, you know, to end up playing at least 2 more rounds against these guys. Not what I wanted at all. But I'll go ahead and forward to my next talking point here. Just before I do, though, I'd like to say, you know, I've not played great this game. The kills that I've got were mostly lucky or through team coordination. I hadn't really contributed at this point, you know, my call-outs were not on point, if I did make any at all. My gunplay was off, and my decision-making was off. Would things have been different if we'd have had our 5th player? Possibly, but that's neither here nor there at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to my next talking point.
The siege time.
Let's have a look.
Was so fucking perfect.
So at this point, I'm just going back to what was working. I've decided to pick Cade. My first Electroclaw placement was a little bit better, I believe, although I didn't show it. It doesn't matter though, they still end up getting it. And I'm just on cams relaying all the information to my teammates. Anthony's roaming upstairs, ready to come down White Stairs, and I've let him know that Thermite is in the garage door. At this point, I've said to my friends that I'm going to hold down Kitchen with Mute, but for some reason I decide to rotate over to Freezer without telling them. And coming up here, I have a few issues. So first of all, I should have said that I was moving into Freezer, because then I might not have got shot by Anthony, who was trying to hit the book that you'll see in just a second. There he is. Anthony managed to hit me while trying to shoot the book, and that threw my aim off, which is a leading factor as to why I didn't manage to kill the Thermite and why I lost my gunfight to him. However, the big issue with that is when I re-peek the Thermite after knowing he's seen me, I didn't change my stance. I should have crouched, or I should have just not peeked it. Had I crouched there, he would have been aiming too high, and I would have been aiming just at him. So that's on me. I should have changed my stance right there, and I should have been more clear and communicated my movements to my teammates. I should have told them where I was going, what my plans were, and that way me and Anthony wouldn't have got into that situation, and the round might not have gone the way that it did. Either way though, we do unfortunately end up losing it, giving them the match point position. It's not ideal, it's not what we wanted, especially given how well we've played to this point. While there have been a lot of issues in our individual plays and what we've been doing and our communication, for 4 players to do this well against an entire coordinated team, it's quite the achievement, and I'm quite proud of that. So heading on into what does turn out to be the final round, unfortunately, I decide to go back on my comfort pick of Iana, and I'm thinking of using her a little bit more efficiently this time. I think at this point the fact that we're so close to losing a match that we could have won has sobered me up a little bit. So heading on into this round, I'm not really too sure if we can pull it off. Like I say, morale's pretty low after our 5th teammate has been booted and booted and booted out of the match multiple times. And right there, poor drone economy. Another issue to my game. I usually just try droning in and IDing the defenders so that I know what we're up against. Whereas what I should be doing is keeping my drone and doing all of that later. My drone economy is something that I need to work on. It's far from ideal. And as you can see, that goes for the team as well, not just me. All of our drones are just getting picked off one by one. It's not an ideal start to the round at all. But what I'm thinking here is we can just push through Freezer, which is normally the game plan whenever we attack this site. However, Thermite, the random player, hasn't spawned with us. You know, we weren't communicating with him. That's on us. He's decided to go around the other side of the map. So we give up on Freezer, I decide to rotate over to Thermite so that I can at least support him and he's not left on his own. And I think at this point Anthony decides to stay pushing the garage while David goes upstairs and tries to do a roam clear. It doesn't end up paying off. You see, I get here with Thermite, and this gunfight here, normally I wouldn't have a problem with Thermite taking that kill. It's a team-based shooter. However, he gets into a gunfight with Frost and then has to resort to his pistol. He doesn't kill the Frost and Caveira takes him out. Now, I get 2 lucky picks here because they were getting overconfident because of the Caveira interrogation. I've brought it down to a 2v2, and at this point I say to my teammate David, let's play smart and we can win this. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite go that way.
You're clear to grab the diffuser. Oh wait, no, Cav is still on white stairs.
I call out that it's clear and he can go for the diffuser. As soon as I made that call, David trusted me and ran in. I then went back on it because Cav was on white stairs and shot my Gemini. She turns around and gets David and interrogates him, throwing me into a really bad situation. I just wait for my, position compromise message to disappear. And then I go ahead and try and take the round by the scruff of the neck. I'm trying to play it safe. I'm peeking all my angles, trying to figure out where they're at. At this point, I think Cav's probably rotated to pillar stairs, or she's still on white stairs, chilling out. Legion, I have no idea where he is. So I go ahead, drone my way through with another Gemini. Those stairs are pretty clear. White stairs I'm pretty happy with. And at this point, I think I injured him with a grenade last time, so I'll try that again. But I fail my first grenade, giving away the game plan. Throw my second grenade, down to 15 seconds. Caveira misses all her shots on me. I turn around and manage to get the kill. And then fail to see the Legion, who sat in the freezer window. I should have had the knowledge to know he was there. That's a position I sometimes hold myself. But I wasn't playing my best game. And I failed us there. I feel like I personally failed. I did go 13-7. Not terrible. Almost a 2 KD. But as you could see right there, the enemies were, I believe they had 2 golds, 2 plats, and a silver. And we just were a stack of golds and 1 plat, who kept potentially getting DDoSed. We did well to win 3 rounds against these guys and to take them to match point and get them scared. Maybe things would have gone differently if we'd have had our 5th, or if I'd have played a little bit better. Who's to know though? All in all, the random player we got, R6 Shot, shout out to him. He turned out to be a really decent player. He did try his ass off, bless him. He really didn't want to lose that match either, and he was trying his best. It just didn't go our way this time. Let me know what you guys thought. Maybe what I should have done better. Let me know what you thought of the overall video. And as always, feel free to like if you like it, because I like it when you like it. Feel free to subscribe if you want to keep an eye on what's going to be coming out in the future from me. Go over and follow me on Twitch, because at some point I am going to start streaming on there. And feel free to follow me on Twitter as well if you like. Occasionally I post some stuff on there. Occasionally. But yeah, thanks for watching if you have stuck around through this video. I know it's been fairly long. And let me know what you guys thought. Thank you and goodbye.